I currently teach the two modules, the Financial Accounting module and the Managerial Accounting module in the Vienna Executive MBA program. Well, the content of the two modules, while they both have the word accounting in them, are really quite different. The Financial Accounting module is more about financial statements, how to read financial statements, how to analyze financial statements, and what financial statements tell us about a business. The Managerial Accounting course is more designed for managerial decisions, how we can use accounting information as managers to make these accounting decisions and managerial decisions that will help us move forward as a business. The ultimate benefit for most participants from these two modules will be a better understanding of what financial statements are telling you about a business and how you can interact with your accounting department and your finance department to get information you need as a manager to help you make better decisions as a manager. The data that you get from an accounting department is very important because you can't make good decisions if you don't have good data. I use various teaching methods during the module, especially in class, because we meet for 4 straight days for 9 hours a day, which means that I really need to mix things up a little bit to keep people's attention. So I use case studies, I use problems, I use part lecture. In addition, I also do a lot of online material that students can do before the modules so that they're prepared for the module itself. And during the module, I've implemented certain techniques whereby students can be interactive in the class, such as using an interactive learning technique where I ask questions and the students have devices that they can use to answer the questions, and I get an instant poll of the audience as to how they answer these questions. They can use these either by certain hardware device that we call clickers, or now, in fact, they can actually use their smartphones, and we can do this using their smartphones in the future. The benefit of using these interactive devices or the clickers is really twofold. One is on my part, I get to see how the students are learning the material and whether they're learning the material the way that I want. If their responses to the questions indicate the class as a whole is not really where I want them to be, then I will continue to go over the same material to make sure that they get this material. If, on the other hand, I see that they're answering the questions as a group correctly, then I can move on to the next topic. So it helps me as a teacher realize whether or not the class is understanding what I'm trying to teach. From the student standpoint, it's kind of fun for them because as a student, you often don't know whether you are understanding it and your classmates are not, or perhaps you're not understanding it and you think all of your classmates are understanding the material and you think you're the only one that's not getting it. From the student standpoint, therefore, when they see the results up on the screen that they're not the only one not understanding the material, then they can figure out that, hey, at least somebody else is not getting this, and the teacher will continue to talk about this topic until the students start to understand it. Very often I'll use international companies. I'll use companies from Austria to demonstrate Austrian financial statements, demonstrate international financial reporting standards, that sort of stuff, so that the data is relevant to the European students. They're also very interested in American companies as well, so I compare and contrast European with American companies in terms of financial reporting and accounting information. I think the Vienna students are probably some of the best students I teach, in all honesty. They come prepared, they work very hard, they're intellectually curious, they're mature, and they're ready and willing to learn, and they do their best to learn what they can in a very short period of time. It's a very condensed, very time-compressed period that I have with them, and so much of the learning takes place on their own, and they're mature enough to realize that, and they do a great job with it too.